What does traveling do to us? Do you like to travel? What kind of traveler are you? Are you more like a pool and chill kind of type or more the adrenaline seeker? I'm definitely not the fiercest traveler, but I somehow manage to fit everywhere. I just love to travel. You can put me by the ocean and I'll exhale. You can drop me in a new city and I'll start wandering through the whole city for hours. I know traveling makes me happy, but the question is, why does traveling make me happy? Welcome, wandering and wandering minds. I'm Valeria Frattini. I'm a musician and a curious soul. This vlog is all about life's big and small questions, which I explore with my own experiences. If you want to follow me on my journey, then follow me here on my YouTube channel. First things first, what does traveling mean? Here's a definition from the Cambridge Dictionary. Moving from one place to another, especially to perform or while working. The activity of going from one place to another, especially over a long distance. That's it. To be honest, I expected something a bit more romantic, maybe something about adventure or discovery or transformation even. This definition is a bit sober. Let's take it as it is. So, according to the definition, I'd say traveling is about movement. It's not about the destination. It's not about what we find there. It's more about the act of going. That is interesting. So, let's keep that in mind for later. When you think about your last trip, was it about the destination or the journey itself? Why did I pick this question? Every year, I do a personal reflection. So part of it is looking back and part of it is looking forward to really pin down what I want in my life. What makes me happy? What gives me energy? What do I want more of? What does actually matter? And as every year, traveling popped up immediately at the top of the link. It was like a no-brainer. And when I stepped back and looked at my reflection, I caught myself wondering, why is it so important to me? What does traveling actually do to me that makes me feel so certain about it? Travel always and forever. I grew up with traveling. Part of my family lived in Italy, so crossing borders was normal. Suitcases, packing, long train or car rides, different languages, different coins. It was normal. My parents loved it, still love to travel, and they took us kids everywhere, whether we wanted to or not. So maybe my love for traveling is not that mysterious. Maybe it's learned? I don't know. Let's zoom out for a sec. Humans have always traveled. Here's a little history lesson. In antiquity and the Middle Ages, people traveled for trade, war, faith, and it was slow, risky, and very dangerous. Later, it became a privilege. So noblemen went on educational journeys, the grand tours. With industrialization, trains, and steamships, travel got faster. And something shifted. Travel wasn't a necessity anymore. It was also about recreation and recovery, even status. So before it was, I have to cross the mountain. And now it was, oh, I'm gonna go up to the mountain to enjoy the view. In the 20th century, airplanes made traveling accessible for the masses. And now, with low-cost airlines and social media, let me be bold to say it's also about identity and being seen somewhere. So what changed? Travel moved from risk to comfort, from survival to pleasure, from expansion to compensation. Yet something stayed the same. Anthropologists call it liminality, an in-between state. When we travel, we step outside our roles. We become slightly braver, more open, and more reflective. Traveling has always been there and probably will always be there, always and forever. But it might not be about the place, more about the shift, the movement. Vacation mode on. When we think about traveling these days, we usually think about one thing, a break. No stress, stepping out, just be gone for a while. I think that applies to almost everyone. So whether you're the the journey is the destination kind of type, or you're someone who just wants to get somewhere where it's warm. Either way, research actually supports this thought. Around 50% of travelers say that reducing stress is their main motivation. And studies show that leisure activities during travel significantly improve emotional well-being and reduce risk of depression. But it goes deeper than just feeling relaxed. There's something psychologists call eudaimoic well-being. I hope I'm saying that right. The kind of well-being connected to meaning, personal growth, and self-acceptance. And here's something that I love. The happiness effect often starts even before the trip begins. Researchers from the University of Zurich found that anticipation and planning already make up a significant part of what people describe as travel happiness. So basically, scrolling through YouTube videos, blogs, and travel guides makes you happy. And there's also a physical side to it. It can reduce blood pressure and even strengthen the immune system. Some studies even suggest that it might slow some aspects of the aging process because of physical activity, new stimuli, and reduced chronic stress. Which means vacation mode isn't just a vibe, it's biological. See you in a year. I was lucky enough to spend a year in the US, a year in Rome, 3 months in Bulgaria. Different countries, different reasons. But one thing is clear to me. Staying longer changed something. It's different to a 2-week vacation. You're actually living there and not just visiting. It was not easy to leave everything behind. Home, friends, family. That actually really hurt. But that time I spent abroad really shaped me. It made me grow. It expanded the way I see the world. And that time gave me experiences that I could not have collected at home. And yes, research actually supports what I just described. Longer stays abroad are usually described as maturity catalysts for personal development. People tend to score higher in openness to new experiences when they return home. Often also in empathy and emotional stability, which are 2 of the big 5 personality traits. Living in another culture also increases cognitive flexibility, the brain's ability to switch between perspectives and solving problems creatively. And maybe that's what Humboldt meant when he said, "The most dangerous worldview is the worldview of those who have not viewed the world." And it's interesting that frequent travelers seem to handle uncertainty better. They experience less anxiety in unfamiliar situations. And that kind of makes sense, right? If you've learned how to open a bank account in a foreign country, or that buses in Rome just come and go as they please, then a delayed train suddenly feels manageable. Traveling has always been part of human reality. We are, in a way, homo viator, the wandering human. But what struck me the most was that the definition was right all along. Traveling is movement. We move our bodies and our nervous system calms down. We move through landscapes and our perspectives change. We move out of our routines and suddenly we see ourselves differently. Historically, we travel to survive. Today, we travel to feel alive. We explored the world back in those days, and now we try to explore who we are inside it. As Marcel Proust once wrote, "The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes." For me, traveling isn't just about places. It's more about that in-between state, that liminal space, where I'm not completely who I am at home, but not someone else either. It gives me distance from my own thoughts, and it reminds me that my problems shrink when the horizon widens. And yes, it gives me also a sense of freedom. I mean, the idea to just pack and go, to be able to live somewhere else, to be somewhere else, it just opens up something in me. Travel shapes me, it calms my nervous system, and it stretches the edges of who I think I am. And honestly, I don't quite know who I would be without it. So, what do I take from all of this? Traveling is not just a hobby, not just consumption, or not just an escape. For me, traveling is movement in every sense. It's how I reset, how I reflect, and how I remember that the world is bigger than my current worries. Maybe that's why this question mattered, because when something shows up on top of your list all the time, it deserves to be understood. And maybe the question shouldn't be, why do I like to travel? Maybe it should be, what in my life needs movement right now? And maybe that's a question worth asking, even if you're not about to book your next trip. What does traveling do to you? Does it recharge you, change you? Is it about identity, escape, or movement? I'm really curious to hear your stories, so let me know in the comments and let me wander a bit beside you. If you liked this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up and follow my channel for the next episode of Wandering with Wonder.